If these stats do not get you all hot and bothered, I don't know what to do with you. Last year, 2022, Black Friday's online sales for one 24-hour period was $40 billion online. And industry experts predict that there's going to be an increase of 4.5% this year. The other great news is the average purchase order is going to increase by 26% over the entire Black Friday week. The reason why I'm giving you these stats is to prove to you and to speak to that ego of yours that might be telling you it's not possible for you. It's too late. The market is saturated. I don't know what I'm doing. First of all, we can take away the I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to teach you today how to design an online offer and a launch plan for mega success. My point in sharing these stats and facts and showing you even my bank account and things that have happened for me is to prove to you what is available and what is possible for you as long as you show up and put some skin in the game and take action. All you need is a micro slice of that pie to make $1 million. And it's an equal playing field for everyone. So listen up. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? It's your host, Tiffany Carter, coming to you live from my bed. Why? Because I can. This is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, that big, beautiful brain of yours, your relationships, your abundance, and everything in between. There's a lot of activity going on downstairs in preparation for my 2-day in-person mastermind event here at my beach house. And there is just no room for me to be able to speak to you freely without other people realizing how crazy I am. They probably can hear me downstairs because I have one of those voices that carry. I don't know why my voice resonates like that. It's crazy. If you've not seen this, you're going to shitteth your pants. Shitteth is a new word I need to be using more often. I'm liking it. This is a rare opportunity to learn from me live. This is something that happens once a year. What I'm doing is I've opened up a few tickets to where you can just buy the ticket to come to my mastermind event and learn from me and my Project Me Dream team live in real time. Normally, you have to be a part of my full $10,000 plus mastermind. I have a $10,000 one. I have another one that's $18,000 in order to have that live hands-on access for you to be able to learn all the stuff that you get from me on here in my content, but all dedicated to you, your business, your personality, while we're having a great amount of fun. So this is available. There's only a couple tickets left. We're maxed out because the fire marshal will get called and I'm not about to get fined. We're not into that. So you can swipe up and you can go to the show notes and the link to register is in there. The dates are in there. This is a tax deduction because this is a business mastermind. Yes, we have a lot of fun, but it's also business. You're going to walk away with feeling clearer than ever about your business and your purpose in it. You will learn step by step how to use video content to make more money in less time. You'll know exactly how to set everything up for a successful program and product launch online. And you'll create a new and improved brand that will captivate and attract thousands of excited buyers. Plus, you're going to have the most fun that you've ever had learning anything with your business. And then that energy is going to carry over into what you create and put out in the world, from content to your programs to products. And people aren't going to be able to resist that abundant energy. And I think this is a great segue into what we're talking about today on this episode. But again, before I forget, swipe up. The link to registers there. Do not wait on this. This will be gone. This will not be offered again. If you have any questions where you're like, okay, I know I want to learn from you, Tiff, in person. I'm more than willing to make the investment. This is a crazy deal. Absolutely. But I just want to make extra sure this is perfect for me right now and a great use of my time, energy, and money. You can email us and you can swipe up. The email's in there, or you can DM me on Instagram and ask me a direct question and I'll serve it to you straight with love and let you know if it's a good fit for you right now. Okay. So when I'm talking about that fun and that ease and that new fresh motivation and excitement and that carrying over into your business, to your launches, your program, your content, This might sound a little bit like Hocus Pocus, but I promise you it's not, or I wouldn't be sharing it. Unless the Hocus Pocus made a lot of money, then I'd be like, listen, we're all up for this Hocus Pocus, okay? I also like saying it. Your energy can't be faked, even if you think you're doing a good job of it. I'm one of those people. Okay, I'm a pretty damn good faker. Welcome to having a dysfunctional childhood. I knew how to fake a lot of things. Fake that I was confident, fake that I was okay at school when I wasn't okay at school. Pretty good faker. But people can feel it when you're genuinely excited, when you're genuinely proud of yourself, when you're genuinely thrilled about being able to help people or what your product or program is going to do for them versus it being like, I'm not like really into this, but I know people will pay me to do this, so I'm going to do this. Or I'm so frustrated now because nothing feels like it's been really working for me. And I've invested money and it's not paid off. And, I've done this and that and I've gotten this far, but I feel like I have to do so much for it. And you're getting kind of burned out in your business. You're getting disappointed. You're at that kind of a spot. What happens is people pick up on that energy, whether they can consciously recognize it or not, and they're just repelled. So you're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy by actually not pulling back the bow and arrow and pulling back so you can spring forward. So a thing that many people in business avoid is the very thing that makes millionaires and multimillionaires and billionaires to have that status, myself included. You have to be willing to spend more money upfront, money that you have to get a business loan for. That's why there are business loans since the beginning of time. You have to be, I used credit cards because no one was going to loan me money at that time. There's a lot more, I guess, openness in the world now, and there's a lot more programs and plans for that. You have to spend money before you're really bringing in money, or you're bringing in money, but you don't want to spend it because you want to keep it for yourself because you're finally making money. And then you're kind of afraid, how am I going to make this back? And what if I don't make it back? Nope. You've got to bet on yourself and you've got to put in the time and you've got to put in the energy. So initially it's going to feel like, God, I'm going backwards, right? There's less money in my bank account and it can even feel like I'm making less. And I'm not focusing on selling this thing or presenting this thing online because I'm focused over here on restructuring some things, creating a simple funnel that's more effective, that actually works, repackaging my offer. So I'm not really actively selling anything. So I'm not getting new clients. And this feels really scary. And I say to people who are in the spot, what's scary is you continuing to do what you've been doing that was yielding okay, average results at best in exchange for your amount of efforts. Okay. And that is all relative. I have clients who are making $1 million a year on their business, like e-commerce business. I've all sorts of businesses. They're making $1 million. I even recently coached someone who's making $3 million a year. And then there's people who are making $10 million a year, but they're not happy with how they're making it, or they're having to spend so much money to make it. That wasn't their net, that's their revenue. Okay. That's why I always want to know what someone's net is, because that can sound really impressive. Like, oh, so-and-so says she makes multiple six figures a year. Okay. That's great. What's your net? What's in your damn bank after the taxes, after the expenses, after the credit card transaction fees? This is the actual business of having a business. And these are all things that I wish someone very clearly and bluntly spelled it out to me. It would have saved me a lot of money. Most of this stuff I had to learn the hard way. I didn't go to business school. I do have a college degree, but it's in broadcast journalism, which couldn't have predicted that, right? Who would have? There weren't podcasts back then. And I went to school for that. Unbelievable. But that's for another episode. Just a shout out real quick. In September, which is my birthday month, I am going to be doing a special September saga series. So you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed, whether you're on Spotify or Apple, to the show so you don't miss this series, because this is going to help what I'm talking about. your abundance, your energy, your vibe around your business, around all the things. This is going to help you get in to that zone and get into that spot. Now, of course, if you want to really escalate that and make absolutely sure and stack the odds in your favor as high as you can, it would be to get a damn ticket to my mastermind event. But if for some reason you're just in too much resistance for that and it's not going to happen, you have to binge this series. My free special giveaway is ending very soon. And if you want to get my Work Less While Making More printable workbook course for free, and I decided to add some stuff too, and I'm going to give it to you for free, even though I'm going to be selling this as a full-on course where you get audio and visuals plus the workbook and an integrity, because I promised you the workbook for free. You're going to get the whole course for free, but you have to leave a written podcast review of the show on Apple Podcasts. Leave your name or Instagram, TikTok handle in the review. If you don't want to leave your name, some people don't, it's okay. Just give us the Instagram or TikTok handle so we can cross-reference. Take a screenshot of the review before you submit it, and then email it to us at support@projectmewithtiffany.com. You can swipe up right in the show notes or in the description on YouTube. You'll see it right in there where it says free gift for you, and just follow those simple instructions. And this, by the way, is a $177 course that you're getting for free. I want you guys to take away that damn excuse of I don't know where to start. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do next. And this will absolutely get you out of that spot unless you're in so much resistance. And if that doesn't work, then if you really want to change things in your life, then you have to find some way to get to that mastermind event, because I will shake it out of you if I have to. You will not leave until we remove that resistance of yours. So doing things deliberately to get yourself refreshed for your business. Maybe you do need to step away for a week. And then you're like, Tiffany, I can't afford to step away. I'm not making enough as it is. You can't afford not to. What you're doing isn't yielding the results you want, or in the way that you want. You're having to trade too much time or energy or money for it, or all three. So we're going to pull back the arrow, and we're doing it at the right time, because like I said in the intro of the show, there is way too much money to be had way too easily in this online space. Even on that 124-hour Black Friday period alone, that doesn't count Cyber Monday. That doesn't count all the holiday sales. This is the peak season for people buying e-commerce and courses and educational programs, coaching online, period, end of story. So the revenue projections for the online education courses and coaching market for 2023, wait for it, are $167 billion. It's at a growth rate of 9.4%, which is, by the way, just so you know, that's insane. That's an incredibly fast growing industry. And it's expected to reach $289 billion by 2027. Even though the number 2027 sounds far away, it's only a couple years away. And this source is from Statistica, and they pull sources from like Forbes and Harvard Business Review. Oh, you guys, what's happening? I'm laughing because if you tell yourself any of this crap that I can't possibly get in now, there's all these other people that are mindset coaches. There's all these other people helping people with their trauma. There's all these other Reiki healers. There's all these other realtors, lawyers, doctors. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of everything that makes a lot of money. I'm not the first business coach to hit the market, to hit the streets. And here's the funny thing about that. I was like, I'm calling myself a coach. I was like, that is so offensive to me, with the level of clients I work with, the level of receipts that I have. I was like, I'm a consultant. But I had to laugh at myself because I quickly realized, which leads to my next point. that in researching and deeply studying the demographics and the psychographics of my ideal client, that my ideal client is someone who wants a coach. They don't think they're at a level yet for a business consultant. Like even the ones who are making in the millions, they're like a business consultant. That's like a Fortune 500 company. They relate that more to corporate. And my other business is a consultancy agency. So I was like, listen, people want a coach. I'm a coach. You call me whatever you want. Call me a garbage can, whatever you want to call me, in order for you to feel good and receptive to hearing my wisdom, hearing my counsel, hearing my support, hearing my heart, hearing my advice to you. So I first want you to get like Inspector Gadget crazy researching on the psyche of your ideal client. That's why I call them psychographics. These are my emotional based sales techniques that I'm so well known for. See what your ideal client is really looking for. What are they Googling? And if you're like, I don't know, Tiff, I need you to embody your ideal client. Your ideal client is a version of you. It could be a former version of you, like you 5 years ago, you 10 years ago, you 1 year ago, or it could be even a version of you on a bad day, on a day where you're struggling. That person lives within you. That's why you're meant to serve that person, and why I always say like attracts like, and why I also always say in your content to come on and be you, and do a podcast that's now growing rapidly on YouTube, looking crazy from my bed. This is who I am. And at first I was like, you know what? I should just like make sure my like podcast studio is all perfectly set and decorated before I start putting myself on YouTube. Well, you want to know what? Years went by then. Several years went by because that never happened because it sounded like a lot of work. Then I was like, not fine. I wanted to be at the right house. This is what you get, people. And if you're curious what this all looks like behind the scenes, you want to go to Project Me TV on YouTube and make sure you subscribe. We also include great clips of the show and all these links, including my Project Me Posse business coaching membership, has a flash August bonus sale where you get my $297 content creation made easy course for free when you sign up as a new member. And it's like literally the last 24 hours. So you want to make sure that you get in there. That's only $3.33 a day. And if you buy the annual option, it's even less than that. Plus, it's going to keep you committed. You get weekly live trainings from me. Plus, I bring in special guest experts, a portal of over 300 prior live trainings. It's designed for people going from $0 to $15,000 consistent months. So if you're in that range, anywhere in that range, this is perfect for you. I have people who are making more than that in there because they love the accountability and they like picking up the foundational nuances in there. Everything I teach you in here inside the Posse membership is designed to get you to about 300 to 320,000 a year as like a solopreneur, meaning you're doing most of, the work, and you might be hiring some people like to do graphics, or you might hire some tech person on Fiverr, but for the most part, you don't have like a team. You're doing it on your own. You're doing it part-time, but it's a focused part-time. It's not willy-nilly. And I would feel comfortable saying it's designed to get you there. So that's where you need to be. But that bonus sale lasts 24 hours. That link is also right inside the show notes and in the YouTube description. And there's that month-to-month option for a reason. You want to check it out a month and then leave? I mean, you can. I think that is lame, considering I know how great it is, and people think it's wild what I charge. But I do that because I know so many of you don't like being held down by contracts. It irritates you. And this is my other point. I'm using my own programs as an example, by the way. So if you're wondering where I'm going with all of this, it's not just for me to be promoting. I want you to hear how I do this so that you can listen back to it. That doesn't mean you have to do it in how I do it. but I want you to hear how direct, and I want you to feel my energy when I'm doing it. I'm being emphatic about it. I'm being with conviction about it. And I also am sharing with you like the straight up urgency around it. Like, you have 1 day left. I get that you don't want to be on a contract. That's why there's an annual option. And then there's the month to month option. And obviously you save a lot more doing the annual. And I would do that if you really want to put skin in the game and make sure that you really show up. It's kind of like the gym membership model. If I'm paying like $20 a month, do you think I'm really that motivated to show up for the gym? Hell no. So what do? I pay a trainer thousands of dollars, not because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, not because I can't look it up on YouTube, so that I'm accountable and I show up. How about them apples? But how I designed the posse all came from me studying those psychographics and the demographics of my ideal client. I knew that you guys found all these memberships annoying because there's a lot of things that you have, platforms you need to have when you're running an online business. You're paying for Zoom. Now you're paying, if you're using an auto poster, you're paying for an auto poster. Maybe you're also paying for Grammarly if you are terrible at grammar like I am. You might be paying for like a Trello, like an organizational thing. Then you're paying for Calendly for your calendar. In business, there's all these little things, and it doesn't add up to being that much money at all. But I know that about you guys. And so I wanted to give an option where it's like I made the offer where it's a no-brainer, and I have the feeling that you would be fucking nuts not to do it. Period. End of story. So the offer that you are creating or repackaging, because some of you have offers that are good, but they're not selling. So also take this advice with this, right? You're going to repackage it. You need to come at it where you've studied what your ideal client believes they need. People only buy what they believe they need, not what you believe they need. You want to be able to solve a specific core set of problems or even one specific problem, and using the words that they actually use, not industry jargon, not fancy frilly marketing words, but words that they actually say. And I do share a lot of examples inside the Posse membership on this, and I'll dissect someone's offer. We'll do like a couple of those where I do like an offer audit live, and I dissect it and then say what I would do to repackage it. And then everyone gets to learn based off that. It's pretty cool because I do like share my screen and all that stuff. So come up with something in the way someone talks. It's not how many modules you have. It's not how great your video you have. It's not how amazing your presence is. I am fucking doing this podcast holding my microphone on a late 2013 MacBook Pro that is probably going to burn my legs because the battery gets so hot. That's where it's sitting right now. And I'm holding my microphone with my hand, and I'm making millions of dollars. It's not about that. It's about the help, the solution, the support, the direction that you are giving to your ideal client, and in a way that feels genuine and sincere. And the only way to do that is to create something that you're so proud of and you're so excited of, and you know it's absolutely going to work. And that's why you have to pull back that arrow until that's done. There is not one thing I put out, freebie, podcast episode, a minute video, nothing that I don't see an email. My emails, that's why you guys love my emails, because I don't waste your time. They're from the heart, and they all have to pass the test of, would I be able to emphatically say to someone, you're absolutely fucking crazy to not be on my email list. You're absolutely fucking crazy to not listen to my show. You're absolutely fucking crazy to not buy this program if you're in this exact spot in your life and your business. You're absolutely crazy to not come to my 2-day in-person mastermind, where this is such a rare opportunity. There's no way it can't change your life. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my face. You can see it. So you get an additional energy source. So that's why when you guys are doing your videos and your content around your offers, around your launches, right? People can even feel more through the written word. You can feel through audio, you can feel, but wow, is that powerful? And like, imagine in person how that would radiate. People can smell that. So everything, pull all your shit down that you feel any weird twinge, that it's janky, that it's kind of basic. You just did it because you're like, oh, someone told me to do a lead magnet. So I did the 14 tips to da da da. And you did some lame lead magnet, and you know it's lame, and you wouldn't sign up for the damn thing yourself. So ask yourself, would I buy this? Would the old me have bought this? Would I sign up for this? Would I leave Tiffany a Apple podcast review and take 30 seconds to do that? And she's going to deliver once the giveaway is over. So we've not sent them out yet. For those of you who are like tripping, like, I didn't get my workbook. We got all your stuff as long as you emailed us, but we haven't sent them out yet because we're doing it once the giveaway is over. But that workbook course I'm sending out that is valued at $177, it's even something like that isn't multiple thousands of dollars, and I'm giving it for free. You are nuts to not get that for free, because I know what it's going to be, and it's past that test. That test of, if I downloaded that, or if I left someone a review for their show, which I regularly do, because what we would love to have in return, we must giveth. What we don't giveth, we can't receive. So you got to check yourself on reviews, Amazon reviews, Yelp reviews, podcast reviews. But if I didn't have that level of conviction, it wouldn't matter. It was free. You wouldn't go leave the review. You'd be like, you'd be like, I love the show. I should leave a review. I'll do it later. And then it wouldn't be a priority in your brain. But I know right now you're going, okay, I've heard Tiffany say this a couple times, and I did procrastinate on it or get distracted. I'm doing it like right now and then coming back to this episode. Like, I'm prioritizing it. That is the feeling you need to have about any of your offers or services. Your free online events, if you do a webinar or presentation or something, you have to have that same feeling. Like, you found the holy grail mascara, you found the best bed sheets at this crazy low price that you can't even comprehend. They're the best you've ever found. What a find. What a deal. When you're that emphatic and telling someone about stuff like that, where you're like, God, I almost don't want to tell someone because then they'll sell out. I had a recent thing at Costco that was a major find, and I was like, should I put this on the gram? Because if I put it on the gram, maybe there won't be any love for me. I was like, that's scarcity thinking. And like, how many pairs of these pants did I need? And I think I did share it on the gram. I can't remember. I digress. Where's that feeling about your own stuff? And if you've never had it, it's okay. We're going to fix it. If you used to have it, now you don't. And if you're thinking, well, no one's bought it, and Tiff, I do feel excited about my offer. You got something else going on. There's something that's messed with your head, maybe because not that many people have bought it. Maybe no one bought it in the times that you put it out. So it's made you feel shame about it, and you've made it personal about you, which is understandable. Like, there's no one who doesn't get like that, myself included. Like, people who've been in this space a lot longer than me get like that. It's like my friends who know how to cook. I'm not one of those people, but know how to cook, and they do like a dinner party. They look around. They want to hear those green beans, girl. Those really got me. They want to hear that. And if a bunch of people were like, it was okay, like, of course they'd take it personal because it came from them and they created it and they presented it. It's no different when you have a personal brand or you have a company and you're the face of the brand. Ooh, it really stings. It's very vulnerable and it sucks, but that doesn't mean your offer, your program, your service is bad. It doesn't mean you're no good or they don't respect you. It's because how you're presenting it and or how it's packaged sucks. It's a mismark. It's a mismatch for your ideal client. It's not connecting to them emotionally, and then they won't buy. These are the core things you have to focus on tweaking and refining your offers and launching for huge profits. So the main things when it comes to launching, and again, I go into a step-by-step launch series that you have unlimited access to inside the Project Me Posse business coaching membership. And then I'll be taking everyone through my multi-million-dollar launch strategy that if you're at the 2-person mastermind event. I can't share every, so to speak, every single step in here. It would be boring. It would overwhelm you, and it doesn't fucking matter. Because part of why people love learning from me is I give it to you straight. I serve it straight, and the rest, we'll get to the rest. But you trying to focus on the whole thing will have you in analysis paralysis. So recapping, what your ideal client believes they need specifically, or like even a set of core things, okay? And a program, a service, a product offering, a bundle, a sale, an event, whatever it is that helps them lessen that issue in their life that has a high cost factor, or helps take it away that is an issue or has a high cost factor. If it doesn't have a high cost factor, it's not going to be so sticky and grabby for them. And third thing, which really is the most important, is it has to pass the test of, my ideal client would be fucking crazy to not buy this. Like, even at this price, this is amazing because this is what it's going to get them back in their life, or this is what it's going to get them to in their life. And the ROI is insane. And when you hear ROI, don't just think ROI is in money. Think of yourself of things you've done and things you've bought where the ROI wasn't the money. I mean, you go on trips, you're not getting an ROI on money unless you use my really fun traveling launch strategy. Then you'll make a shit ton of money. There's an episode I have that's how I made $70,000 in 2 days while buzzed on the beach. It was the first time that I went, oh my God, I had no idea how easy it is to make money online because my other company was built the old school way. that shit's hard. This is laughable, but it's only laughable once you get some clear direction and follow this stuff, because it's not as funny when it's not working for you, right? But I promise you, there's plenty of people listening who are laughing with me too, because they know, and they also needed to be reminded because they can be hard on themselves. But this shit is pretty funny. Like, what am I doing? I'm podcasting, I'm talking to you, I'm sharing about topics that I could talk about incessantly. And I'm doing this when I could be sitting at the beach doing anything else. And I actually really want to be here and I delight in it, even on a day where I would rather be a mute and eat cheese popcorn under my covers. Okay. And so it needs to be that feeling for your stuff, or it won't connect. It'll bleed out everywhere in your life, in your business, to the people you hire as contract workers or employees. So let's transition a little bit. I feel like we need a word from our sponsor. Let's do this. And a word from our sponsor. So I can't keep doing that voice. I want to, though. The only accent I can do, shout out my Iranian listeners, my Persians. I can do, there is no one better than a Persian American accent, and I will do it on request only. You could pay me on Cameo if you really want. Kidding, but not really. I used to work, no joke, at one point for like the Persian mafia without knowing it. And once I knew it, I was like, please help me, God, and get me out of here. And that was one of the things that helped lead me to starting my first business, was working for such horrible people with criminal activity. I was like, I'm not going behind bars for this shit. Okay, I'm going way off the rails here, but I felt we needed a little separation between these two things because I don't want your brains getting too rattled. So I'm going to really, really simplify just what to focus on next for a launch plan. So you want to capitalize on this Black Friday thing. I think that's a very good goal to make sure that you're planning a blowout launch for this day. But you can launch stuff sooner. I'm just, at the very least, you need to do that. It is critical that you build hype for any of your launches. What I've noticed some people doing, and they might have been able to get away with it back in the day, even 10 years ago, maybe even 7 years ago, maybe even in the pandemic, where they could like intuitively throw out an offer and there'd be no lead up to it, or maybe a couple days, and then people would sign up. If you have a large enough audience that's as engaged, you might have people sign up, but you're also missing out on all the people you could have had sign up. It's better to build hype, just like you see them doing for movies coming out. Look at all the hype of the damn Barbie movie, which I still haven't seen. Someone told me they thought it could be triggering for me. I'm like, I'm not really interested in being triggered at the moment. That shit went on forever. That went on for months. Tens and tens of millions of dollars were spent on simply building hype for a movie. They haven't even made $1 back yet. In fact, they were in heavy debt to even get this film finished. So they took the bet and they went all in. They doubled down, right? Now, do you have to go months in advance to build hype like that? No, you do not. But the longer the launch period, so the longer the runway, the bigger the results you're going to have if it's done right. So I would highly suggest even starting 4 weeks sooner, where you are building excitement. You don't have to say exactly what you have going on or exactly what you're launching, but you need to hint to it. You need to show the behind the scenes of it. You need to start talking about the problems that this thing you're creating is going to solve, or your new jewelry line. And you almost want to release it early because you're so excited. I mean, this goes for a product or service-based business of any kind. If it's an event, my mastermind, the 2-day event coming up, there I have my photographer, videographer flying in. I am making sure that we get incredible content. Plus, all the attendees, this is how we teach them content, is by doing content, and everyone participates, and it's so fun. But what am I doing at my mastermind is showing, and everyone else is showing, the behind the scenes and how amazing visually and learning wise and connection wise and fun wise the mastermind is. I'm building excitement for my next mastermind. Then we have the wait list up so people can join the wait list because they're seeing this and they're like, when is she doing a next one? I want to do it. So that's done strategically and deliberately. That doesn't mean there's not intuition involved. That doesn't mean there isn't a lot of thought and creative process involved, but everything is strategic and everything is deliberate. So I just want you to start peppering it in early, peppering it early. You can even do a wait list. I'm sure you've seen people who do the wait list. They do the wait list because that's also a form of building hype. You get people on an email list and then you give them, let them know when this announcement is coming. You have something exciting coming soon. Then when you go to launch your thing, again, I don't care if it's a free thing. I don't care if it's a podcast. I don't care if it's a piece of jewelry. I don't care if it's a new product line, if it's a course, whatever it is. You better make sure that when you come out of the gate of opening that cart for that thing where people can buy it, that you make a splash. Go take a page out of the book of people like the Kardashians, right? The Skims line, the Kylie Cosmetics line. Notice they do iconic things, these big photo shoots. I mean, you're seeing it many months after the fact on the show, but they're putting a ton of money into that new line coming out. I mean, all your favorite brands do this. Why do they do that? Because if you don't have people's attention and you don't have their eyeballs on your stuff, they don't know about it to buy it. And so many of you feel like, God, no one's buying, but like, you're not mentioning it that much. This needs to be like incessantly sharing it. And because you have a fear you're going to annoy people, or there's a deeper thing going on where you're afraid, well, if I go this hard with it and I really double down, I really triple down, I really put my heart and my energy and soul into keeping this creative and this energy exciting for this launch, and then it doesn't work, that's going to really fucking suck. So some of you are subconsciously not really fully going all in on your offers and your launches because it is a way to prevent the pain of feeling rejected and feeling like a failure, feeling it's not working, right? It's called avoidance. And I see it all the time in business. And you might not have realized you were doing it until now, but it can't change until you're honest about it with yourself and in a self-compassionate, loving way, because this shit is scary. It's less scary when you have someone like me saying what to focus on, being there to support you, helping you navigate the meltdowns, the self-doubt, all that stuff, right? Just like having a trainer at the gym makes it easier. That doesn't mean it's not like annoying and hard to work out sometimes, but it makes you show up. It makes it more fun. It makes it more effective. It makes you get results faster. It's no different than you hiring a football coach for your kid. It's no different than me having someone do monthly facials for me versus me doing all my skincare on my own. I get better results, I get them faster, and it's worth every penny. It'd be like me trying to manage my eyebrows on myself. And there's a video on TikTok, and I can't, and it like did really well. I was like, of all videos to go viral, please, dear God. It was during the pandemic where I had to manage my own brows. And let's just say I clearly have a perception problem on what evenness looks like on each side, or I had wine before. I don't know, but it's bad. And I do not, I'd rather go back to the skinny brow era than the pandemic brow era. I mean, who else? Did anyone else have any beauty mishaps during this time? Please DM me at Project Me with Tiffany, because now I feel really stupid for telling that story, or drop it below in comments here on the tube. So I hope that this gave you some clear focus on where to go next. And if you're like, I still want support, I don't want to do this on my own, take advantage of the last 24 hours of the August flash sale. It's on my Project Me Posse business coaching membership. You can go to projectmewithtiffany.com/Project Me Posse. It's also in the show notes and in the description on YouTube. Same for my 2-day in-person mastermind, and same for the instructions are all there for you when it comes to getting my workbook course for free by leaving a review. All right. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you.